here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
One position,
Yes.
like a home position, and you can only unclamp. And but
Yes.
with this one, you can do it wherever you want. Okay?
Sir, regarding this one seal,
Yeah.
this is replaceable or
Yeah.
this is we can do PM?
You need to take the whole thing off.
Yeah,
But then you need to separate it,
yeah.
and then you need to change the seals, and then you need to push it back together.
In your experience, sir, did you
But you-
replace it before or no?
Yeah, I've replaced.
Okay. Because it's already 3 years this machine, and we never
Well,
make PM.
it all depends. I've been to machines that are like 15 years old that have never.
Ah,
never
okay,
been
okay,
changed.
that's it.
I've been to some that have been
15 years old,
that
yeah.
never that have maybe been changed. It all
Yeah.
depends on some machines that are used constantly.
Yes.
24 hours a day. Because what you've got to realise is, say you've got the inner ring here
Yes.
and the outer ring.
Yeah.
As the more this rotates, it wears the seal.
Yes. Correct. So they have some friction. Yeah.
So
It's okay, sir.
Usually, if it's going to leak, you'll find it leaks underneath the bottom here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Or you might find if it leaks from up the top here like this,
Yeah.
it's meaning either the return hose or the case drain is blocked.
Okay.
So basically here you've got your clamping. So you'll have your clamp, unclamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clamp. Yeah.
This is your return.
Return. Yes.
Okay,
Return.
so
Correct.
return is basically it goes through a manifold.
Yeah.
This is a case drain.
Yeah.
So the case drain basically goes. This hose just goes straight to the top of the tank. So there's no resistance in the hose at all. So basically, if this blocks up, then the oil can still flow through.
Yes. So they have safe.
Yeah.
Secondary, primary. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Slip ring stop plate. So basically what happens is, so when this is rotating, you'll find over time these bolts can come loose, okay, just because this piece here is holding that whole outer ring
Yes.
still.
Yes.
It's only the inner ring here that turns. So you'll notice this spins because it's bolted onto the inner piece.
Yes.
So you need to check these bolts every day. Obviously,
Yes.
depending on how often
How
you
often,
use the
yeah.
machine. So, I mean, if you use the machine, I don't know,
When we
the whole day, then you would definitely check.
Okay.
Depending on, or you check them every week or anything like that.
Yes.
Okay. Grease nipple.
Yes,
Obviously we
grease.
did that for
Yeah.
the rotating side. These here are spring steels. Okay, we'll take the cover off on us.
Okay, sir.
So you can see them.
Okay, sir.
Is the inside, you know where the big gear is?
Yes.
All you have is the shaft seal.
Okay,
The seal-
shaft seal, yeah.
yeah. So if you start to see like
Yeah.
any leakage here,
Yes.
that'll be telling you that the shaft seal
Yeah.
is needing to be
Do you have, sir, pictures of inside?
inside here?
Yeah.
No.
Just to see when they are rotating, I know what exactly happening. Like a seal, so...
Yeah, there's only one seal. This is a just complete, well, apart from it, the
Yeah.
housing being bolted here.
Even the drawing, sir, maybe you can give us the drawing structure inside
Yeah.
for that
Well, you
one.
can get the drawing.
For this...
The manufacturer.
Okay. This one, Enerquip is not the one who make?
No.
This is why...
The majority, well, half of the things, the parts on here,
Yes.
you can buy.
Okay.
Never touching this, or you're
Yeah.
never separating it.
Yes,
Always
yes,
use a rubber plastic.
Rubber
head, no
plastic,
hammers.
yeah.
Because if you damage that material there, then it won't seal correctly. Half seals aren't expensive.
Yeah,
Maybe,
yes, yeah.
I think they're about £30, maybe like 60.
It's already in the recommended spare part list or no? Not include? I didn't see that one.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay, sir. I will take also a recommendation for this one.
Yeah, but like this piece here,
Yeah.
if you damage it, that's probably going to cost you like £30,000.
Wow! So we have to take care.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to take care of
Yeah,
this.
because if these bolts
Yeah.
shear, this whole piece here turns, you'll shear all these off. And well, if you're lucky and you can get them out without
Yeah.
damaging it, then you're okay. But if you
Okay.
damage it, then
Yes.
no good. Right, spring steel. So basically, what this is like, you know, on the trailers,
Yeah.
you have the steel for the suspension. This is the exact same.
Sir, don't step because it will come in.
So this is how you set the head to the
Yeah.
vertical position. So basically, it allows the head to move as well, back
Yeah.
and forward. But what you'll find is sometimes this cracks.
Yes.
If you clamp this with a big assembly or a
Yeah.
big puck joint, and you don't support it
In the
the
back
other side,
Yeah.
obviously
be-
what it's going to do is it's just going to pivot like
Yes.
this. This is going to bend like that and it'll crack.
Okay.
And see if this cracks, this whole thing's going to go
Oh,
that
okay.
way.
This, sir, carbon? Same like carbon, huh?
No, spring steel,
Spring steel, huh? Okay.
leaf spring.
Sir, for the alignment, this one, sir, what when the rotating, we will need to put the dial here and then let the rotating so we can see the differences
No.
for the alignment.
What you do is, like, you've got a spirit level.
Yeah.
You'll put a spirit level
Yes.
On the side. Yeah.
as close to the opening as possible.
Yes.
And then all you're doing is checking to make sure it's plumb.
Uh-huh.
If it needs to be adjusted, there's two nuts here.
Yes.
There's one on the back side.
Yes.
So
So you
what
can
do is
adjust.
you put a pry bar in like this.
Yeah.
Take the weight of it,
And then adjust here, huh?
adjust it, and put it back.
Okay. So it's clear. It's
But
clear.
obviously, if it's moving that much, if it's off the vertical, you're probably going to be that these are
Yeah, if you make wrong
Replace.
adjustment,
Yeah.
it will break that one.
yeah. So there's one here, one at the other side.
Okay.
Okay. So, because that's the thing with these covers on, the only way you're going to notice is by eye
Yes.
or
By
looking
level,
at the
spirit level.
Yeah. So obviously, if your spirit level. Like if your spirit level is showing, like right now it's showing that it's centered, okay?
Yeah.
But if your spirit level is showing that it's like this,
We need to.
or like this,
Yeah.
more than likely,
Yes.
This
So
is-
we cannot adjust from here. We need to help, and then that time we tight it.
no, so yeah, so
Yes,
you
yes.
put some
Yeah,
down
yeah.
here,
Bar, yeah.
open it, take the covers off at
Yeah.
the bottom, and then
Yes.
get the two nuts, and then adjust it,
Adjusted, yeah.
and then let go, check, only do like a little bit at a time, don't
Okay,
do a
sir.
lot. Because what you need to realize is, if you adjust this side,
Yeah, you will break that one.
no, you adjust this side, and obviously it could be level, right? So it's saying, look, it's level here, but that side over there won't be touching.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that they're both touching, and they're both taking the equal.
So we need to release both, and then we need to tilt like this.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Do the same on both
On both
sides.
sides, yeah, both
Because
sides.
if I adjusted this to out here,
Other side is
there might be a gap about
Yeah,
this
yeah.
much over here because this is taking all the weight.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you need to
All
make
the
sure
weight,
the,
yeah.
the load's split between both of them.
Correct, sir. Correct.
Okay. Have this up and just slowly take these in.
Yes, correct. Yes, correct.
Yeah. And obviously, as it's getting closer to the pipe, you'll be able to see, you know, if it's centralized or not. And then if not, then you need to lift it a bit
You need to
more.
lift up,
But the other thing is,
But this one is follower. When this one clamping, they follow the. That's why they have sensor for floating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's the safest way to put it first. This one.
and obviously the other thing you need to check is when you've lifted all these stands up, put your level on it.
Yes, yes. This is the way they do. This is the way they do.
Okay. You can just roll it in and out.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
so it reels out the whole, makes everything
Yes,
a lot
yes, yes.
easier.
Mark is here.
One job here is 13-inch pipe.
Yeah. Also, it's a piece of casing. The casing, it's 13.
Yeah, they just want the experiment. They make a thread here in Saudi, and they just want torque ready. But thread is not matched. The problem is the manufacturing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you torque it here and unbuck,
Yeah, it should be a gap. Should be a gap. So, when you hit the button for it to travel, because what happens is this cylinder here
Yes,
pushes this down. So you'll notice there's a spring underneath here.
yes, yes.
yes.
So it's spring loaded. So when it goes down, catches onto this here, like the racking,
Yes.
and it rotates it from side to side. You'll also notice when it gets so far up, it automatically cuts out. So there's a sensor that cuts it out this way,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then there's a sensor that cuts it out when it gets to here. So when it goes back, that's like a proximity sensor.
Yes.
So when it goes past any steel, it just lights up, sends a signal, says,
Signal is a cut.
yeah. Okay. And
It's
then-
safety, yeah.
Yeah. And so on the back side of this motor, there's a gear. So what'll happen is, this basically, we've seen a lot of problems years and years ago when we were building the AMC machines. Because they didn't have this, people were moving them over to the
To the
to
same,
this
yeah,
side
yeah.
or to this side, and what would happen is it would hold the handle and the motor would still rotate, but it would jump on the gear. So then the motor would end up breaking, and then they would end up breaking this
Yeah,
as well.
also, yeah.
So this is just a feature that we've added in just to stop
Yes, yes, yes.
you know, any of that from happening.
Yes, yes.
Takes out basically a human
Yeah, because when we make, the operator cannot see the distance.
Yeah.
So that's why when they have sensor, they suddenly stop the gear. They
Yeah.
just
'Cause
automatically
what
go.
happens is it just goes
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah,
it and it just starts, because it's metal to metal, the teeth.
Yes.
Yes.
It just rips it
Yeah,
all to
yeah,
bits.
yeah. Now it's too much safe. Even you use continue, they will stop automatically.
Yeah. So
Huh? Yes. Tell me.
This here goes. No problem.
that's okay.
This is
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
This bolt is
This
centered.
bolt
Yeah.
for just holding.
Holding,
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
mounting. Yeah, just for mounting it. Yeah, and then you've got the lug down there just for mounting it onto the bracket.
Sir, why two sensor? It's okay, one sensor, no? One sensor for motor, one sensor for the
Yeah,
distance.
But no, because you need one at this side. So you
Uh-huh.
need one to cover this.
Yes.
And you need one to cover
From this, yes, correct,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
correct.
Like there's no way. The only way you could have done it is if you had it right in the middle, but you can't have it in the middle because
Yes,
you
yes,
have the
yes.
cylinder
Okay.
here.
Yes.
So that's why the
It's
sensors
clear,
are
sir.
there.
It's clear now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to take this off, or because you've seen it before? But it's
No,
up to you.
these people don't see. This you know
I
already.
already see.
Okay, okay.
When the floating.
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
floating
So
head.
it's clear
Yeah.
now for them. It's clear.
Yeah.
It's clear. Okay. You would be. That's it.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So
Later we
For the PM, for the gear, sir. It's not it's because here it's outside. It's not required to put grease.
Grease,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, okay. Okay, clear.
should be okay. This is a wood.
Yes,
or
yes.
Pieces of metal. and
Yes,
everything
yes,
in
yeah.
there.
So they will not block.
Yeah. Or if like something, if you leave something like this here,
Yes.
that runs in, it's just gonna go
Yeah,
and it could go flying about
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
So just make sure that obviously the area.
area is clear.
Yes, clear.
So
This is a lot of help.
yeah, that's how a lot of people just clamp it in here and just drag it.
Yes,
Like
yes.
all the way up. The only other thing which, well, it's good in a way, but you guys don't have a crane here.
Yes.
But what you don't want to do as well is, you know how I was speaking about obviously the spring steel on the back side? What I see a lot of people doing is they'll have a crane, so So they'll have the tool or whatever on the
Yes.
crane, and then they'll pull it down here, right, and they'll clamp it. But what you've got to realise is that crane's still got the load of that.
Yeah.
So if you clamp it like this, I've seen it go doof.
Ah,
like
yes,
this
yes,
before,
yes,
because
yes.
the crane's
Yeah,
pulling
big,
this whole piece up. So another thing as well, if you ever load anything, like, well, you guys would probably use a forklift.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
probably,
yes.
yes.
Make sure that you don't have
Yes, yeah,
any
lifting, yeah.
pulling against here.
Yes,
'cause
yes,
that,
yes.
That'll just, you'll either break them or they'll end up just.
Actually, when we are loading the hanger, so before we clump this area,
Yeah.
so not clump all, only little bit there.
Ah, okay.
Then we remove the clumps about for the forklift. Remove that. It's free. So that's time we clump
Yeah.
because not much load on the machine. That's time this is like a floating like this. Yes.
You see it?
this one.
And because the machines, this is called a pivot pin. So because it's on the pivot, and these aren't bolted together physically,
Yes.
this will move.
Yes, they will play.
Forward. Yeah. Exact same with that as well.
Sir, this alignment, sir, they have some, what you call this?
Spring.
No, that one, what the black one?
Nubbin.
Nubbin, yeah?
Rubber nubbin.
So this one, sir, you can also adjust?
You can adjust, yeah. You can adjust it here. You can adjust it here.
Yeah, but you need to put also the water level here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Water
Yeah,
level
level.
and then
Both side, huh?
then we
Yeah.
can-
Yeah.
Ah, that's the,
Like I was saying,
Yeah.
to you before.
yeah, sorry.
When you're leveling these,
Yeah.
you want the level as close to here as possible.
Yes,
You want it
yes.
here because you might see a small bit of difference from here to here, and you want to make sure as close as the places where you're going to be physically clamping, you want it to. So like where's the level? Where's the level right now?
Ah, this one is inside, that one is outside, sir.
Yeah.
This is the difference between, this one is inside.
So like if I was doing this here,
Yeah.
I would do it right here, as close as you can to the opening.
Yes, yes, yes.
I wouldn't do it out here.
Yes, yes. Because the job is here.
Yeah, because this is, you want to rule out the point if there's a little bit of deflection, which
Yeah.
is obviously there's not.
Yeah.
There's no deflection there.
When you reach here, it's big.
Yeah, but sometimes there could be like a couple millimeters
Yeah,
or anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And
But
obviously if you're clamping thin wall, like say 4.5, 3.5,
Yeah.
2/7/8, that makes a lot of difference. You know, because if this is off and that's off by like this,
Yeah, it's
it's not as strong as
Sometimes
say,
like
a
this.
13-inch bit of casing or anything. It's weaker, so always check it here. Make sure, like, see that some of the paint's chipped. Obviously, if the paint's all chipped and stuff here, make
Yeah.
sure you've kind of got it on a smooth,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, smooth surface.
Yes.
And the exact same for here.
Yes.
Put it on, check its level. Alright.
That's done.
When you're clamping on a coupling,
Yes.
you don't want to clamp
This area.
over this area. Yeah.
Yes,
Because
yes.
what you're doing there is you're adding more friction. This is what is
This is a counter, yeah.
Yeah.
For the turn.
So all you've got is just the spring-loaded arm here. That's
Yes,
spring-loaded.
yes.
So basically, and then you put your wheel.
What if, sir, this one damaged?
Then you won't be able to use the machine.
There's no encoder to read the rotation?
This is only, yeah, that's the one. There's only one.
Okay.
But the likelihood of that being damaged is very low.
Yeah.
Unless somebody damages the cable, which you're never going to damage it in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all protected.
So we need to always check because sometimes material.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get material
Yeah,
here
yeah, because
the
it's close. Yeah.
material
Yes.
is in this side.
Inside.
So this here is all, the only thing that's in here is just the two
Yeah.
gusset plates,
Yeah.
basically. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The other thing I'll show you is obviously the lifting heads. So do you know what they're actually for? The purpose of them?
For the lifting head, sir?
Yeah.
For floating.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the floating.
For
But
the-
it's better to explain so these people
Yeah.
understand.
So for offset connections, so say you need to clamp here, and you need to clamp up here, and it's two different things. What you'll do is you'll lift it up. So when you make up, the machine will move up and down. Because if you didn't, and then you clamped it you would end up galling the threads.
Yes,
You would
yes.
cross-thread the connection. So, well, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you. It lifts up. It uses the tube as a guide. Yeah, that's
Yes,
the tube. Yeah. So when it's lifted, it runs on this tube
Yes.
the whole time.
Yes.
So you need to think the weight of all this, which is probably 5 tons maybe, is resting on top of that one.
Holding,
tube.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We spoke about the slip ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the slip ring here. All this pieces here is a spacer plate.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. Okay, just to bring the slip ring away, or if it was closer in, you wouldn't be able to get the hoses.
Yes, yes.
You know, instead of the hoses being on the bottom, they'd be coming out the front, and it just doesn't look good. So,
This supply?
this is the supply
Yeah.
to the hoses, to the cylinders. So you've got like your clamps, unclamp, and then
Yeah.
you've got the return.
Return,
the
yes.
case drain's the only one that's in here. So,
Yes, yes,
like,
yes.
One thing you need to check, grab your subhead. Okay, so you've got your clamp cylinders. This here is called a subhead.
Yes.
Okay, tong die,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a retainer.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
tong
yes.
die retainer. Okay, what you need to do is maybe every month, or I don't know. Yeah,
Monthly, yeah, monthly. You need to,
grab here.
yeah.
Okay, move it back and forward. Okay, because I'll show you.
Yeah, it's moving.
No, no.
I see.
No, no, no,
No, I
no,
thought
no.
it's moving.
No, no. So let me clamp it.
Ah. Yeah, it's dumping. Ah, this is cylinder. This is the area.
This is
Yes, moving.
this is not moving.
This one.
Yeah.
Sir, this is a complete cylinder?
Yeah,
Ah, okay, okay.
that's a complete cylinder. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So if this is loose here, these bolts,
Yeah.
tighten them. Okay.
This bolts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these basically bolt onto the cylinder,
Yes,
the
yes,
chrome,
yes.
the rod.
Yes.
Because if these come loose, obviously the more they come loose, they'll push against here, and they can even break shear.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
And when this touching the material is not parallel, it should be like this. Because this one bolt is going up.
yeah, yeah. So,
So that's the reason they can break this one.
yeah. So you need to make sure these are tight. So just go around,
Yes,
move it
yes.
back and forward. It will move because of the block, the cylinder block. But what you're checking for is to see if there's any movement in the actual subhead to the rod of the cylinder. Okay.
Yes, sir. Clear.
And yeah, another thing you need to do, maybe, I mean, I say to guys to do it every day.
Yes.
So the way this is, obviously, you get this is
Yeah.
your line here. So this is here for a reason. So all the dirt falls into here, and then what you should do is just get a brush,
Uh-huh.
brush it all out of here. That's why this slot's here.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
Because
yes.
what you need to do is you need to keep around where the wiper seal of the cylinder
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
You need to keep it clean, because what will happen is if there's any
Dirt.
metal, any swarf or anything that's in there, then when the cylinder comes out, it'll pick it up, and
then they will
when
bring
it pushes
inside.
back in,
Yeah.
and you'll end up cutting.
Or line damage
The
chrome
damage
rod.
Yeah.
the
Well,
gas
you won't damage the chrome really, but what you'll do is you'll damage
the gasket.
the wiper seal.
Wiper
and just
seal, yeah.
below the wiper seal is the pressure seal.
Yes, sir.
You'll damage them before you damage the chrome.
Yes.
Ah, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Another thing as well is if you're like, these are good. These subheads are all good. They're all in good condition. The guys are moving back and forward.
Yes.
So always tight the bolts.
Yeah.
Not move.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit of movement. These are here for a purpose. So
Yeah.
you're loading something in like this. If this die slides this way and you go to unclamp it, it's going to touch against here and break.
Break.
Yes,
And
yes,
you'll end up damaging this as well, the metal that's in here as well, because it'll end up flaring it out the way. Okay, so but if you get, say, because sometimes when you get these dies, you'll notice sometimes they don't go, maybe they just tap to go in. Sometimes because the tolerance when they make them, there's a bit of a tolerance. So what I would do is get like a like a buffing,
Yeah.
buffing wheel.
Cleaning,
Just give
yeah.
it a quick.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Don't get to the point where
They can reduce the
don't get
measurement.
to the point where you're going to
Yes.
Humming,
because
yes.
what you need to realize is you're going to have to go from the other side there to get it back out. You're going to need some
Yeah.
to go to. And the more if you have these in, and the more you're hitting, the more the chance you've got of
Damage, yeah.
damaging the chrome.
Yeah.
Damage in the chrome. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
correct,
Okay.
correct.
That's why if you keep all this clean, all the chrome rods and everything
Yeah.
that clean, one of them is they won't get pitted, so you won't see any pitting marks
Mm.
on the chrome. And the other thing is if you always have them so they're in like this, then you're never going to have the problem where somebody's going to accidentally just go mental,
And
then
also,
go-
Ahmad,
Always this dies go smoothly.
Yes,
Like
yes,
this.
yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And also, we need to clean the material when we put it, so we can prevent the seal.
So
Yeah,
that's what I mean. If you ever get dyes and they're a little bit tight, then just take them, give them a little
Yeah.
Yes.
to make sure they go in nice and
Go,
smooth.
go with
Not
smooth.
not applicable grease here, sir, or oil.
You
Just
can,
to
you can, but
grease, huh? Not
yeah, you could put a little bit of grease on the
Yes.
bottom. We actually do that when they're made. We just put, like when we slide it out halfway in, we just put a little brush of thing, grease and put it in. Yeah. But then the next problem with grease is it can cause you more problems because when the
the chips it will come. Yeah.
and then they get stuck.
They stuck,
in
yeah,
between
yeah,
the
yeah,
grease, and then it's,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
it's
yeah.
harder
So,
to.
yeah.
So I mean it's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if the dyes ever start to, if you can start pulling them out and moving them from side to side, these need to be replaced.
Okay, yes,
Okay.
sir, yes, sir.
Because what will happen is if these can move up and down and side to side, you need to think of this one here. If it's down and moving from side to side, when you're going to make up, that's just going to pop. That's just going to go.
Yes.
And also the clumping, it's not equal.
It's not perfect.
Yeah.
I think.
The big gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got the motor gears.
Yeah, two. Yeah, two drive.
Yeah. And the rest, all this, the other side that actually reads the torque. Okay. Inside here,